All right. All right. Welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Basically, today, just decided to start the stream a bit early because just want to get prepared. I might leave early as well after the open. So if I do get the chance to trade anything pre-market, then I will look into that as well. That's why I'm starting early. But let's see. Let's test the chat and everything. Make sure it works. Okay. How's the camera doing? Camera is just, yeah. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna look into that. So yesterday's movers, basically SLNO and FEMY, still are holding up quite surprisingly. So we kind of are really sort of it's still gonna be in play. These ones are going to be still in play, and 27 seems to be a very good level for it to. If it does break, then yeah, we could see more squeeze coming into this, which is attacking right now. So 27 has let's have a look. Not much I can see at the moment. It's pre-market, so it wouldn't show a lot, the volume or the orders. But it is definitely rejecting from it. As I don't know, it'll be interesting to see if it squeezes again today, which it's kind of holding up. That's kind of clear sign that it's still strong, and it probably wants to hold its gains. And if the more it holds its gains from previous day, the more likely it's going to sort of eventually start to hit the highs and start breaking it. If it does start to break the highs, it's going to start to squeeze again because obviously short traps and all that. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what it does. 27 has, I think, it's attacking that, so it wants to. This might provide some opportunities. I'm going to keep an eye on this SLNO. SLNO seems interesting. Okay, so that's the rejection coming in from that level, 27 level. So yeah, but it's like we're talking 27 cents, so about 15 cent spread sometimes. 15 cent spread is quite a bit for this stock. So maybe it's a good idea to wait for the open. The gappers that we had was earlier, I was looking at this, but it just gave up. So there's no basically no point in having that in the list. Pixie is the one holding us. This is, I don't know why it's moving, but it's got an upcoming reverse split of 1 to 24. So, but that's in about few days. So this is moving in anticipation to that. This very low price stock is sub dollar stock. I would say I would still call it sub dollar stock because it's it was trading sub $1. So right now it's breaking that $1 mark. $1 could be a big level there. Even 90 level, 95. This zone here is a big level. If it doesn't take that out, this could also actually move. The catalyst isn't there any. I mean, I don't see why it should be up this much. It's just, I believe it might be a pump. So really don't, can't say anything on that. And let's have a look at and we need Pixie is the only one that's holding up from the gap here. SPRC had a really decent gap and it was holding up really nicely. I was thinking of shorting this, but I couldn't. It was just too low price stock, and yeah. But there was a really decent sort of setup there for short, and it's just a fray there now. It's done. It's pretty much done. All right. SLNO and FEMI. SLNO, as you can see, those levels are quite strong. These levels, you gotta respect those. And it just touched it and then just completely collapsed from it. 27, now we're trading at 25.50s. It's seen 25.25, so it's gonna play around a little bit. I will still say this is not actually a the end of the trend or end of momentum. It's just price just trying to reach those levels and getting those orders filled in, and yeah, that's just liquidity hunt, and also as well as, you know, profit taking. A lot of profit taking comes in. So if so yeah, it's not done yet. If it starts to create some sort of a decent setup, I'll look into taking longs on it. I'll start to look longs on it. SLNO, baby. Pixie also looks really decent for a long. Pixie. Let's have a look at Pixie. Pixie, I just don't get why it's holding up here, and there's quite a lot of interest on it. So volume is trading at around right now it's about 23 million, which is quite a bit for this. It's actually traded pre-market volume that hasn't been traded since June. So it's not too bad looking one. The daily looks all right. So as you can see, reverse split coming on the 10th. Yeah, so October the 2nd, right? October the 2nd. So this thing should be there just in case we know why it's gapping up, and that's not the proper catalyst, to be honest. If it had better catalyst, I would look into long this, but I just don't find it. I think anytime this is just gonna is 12 million float as well, I believe. Let's check the float on this. Okay, so I mean, if it had the decent what is it called, catalyst behind it, even if it's $1 stock, this right now it looks kind of really good for long, because we had that really nice momentum to the upside. We had that pullback, we had the price structure break, we have a sort of a curling back up action. We just had that volume coming in on that move. So the entry was here, but you still have that entry was on this candle here, 106. It's still on that price, so that's still valid with a stop under 1 or 95s. This could squeeze, but it's just that catalyst. You know, everything has to align up. It's not a plus setup for me. It's if I'm going to take it, it's probably going to be 50% of position, normal position. Right. Actually, I'm wrong on the float. 3.57 million shares of float on this one. 3.5. So it's shares outstanding is 12 million. So it's usually shares outstanding and float will be very close to each other. That's why I look at the shares outstanding, but that's fine. I mean, we good, aren't we? We good. So anything else popping? Let's have a look. I might take this one. I might take this, guys. Pixie, 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 pixie. That's just me trying the thingy. There it goes. So it broken one that 113 that was holding up on Pixie. 112 that's holding up. It needs to bring in more volume if it's going to squeeze. So that's the volume is coming in. So that's looking good. So yeah, looking not too bad. FEMY. So look at FEMY. This is also yesterday. Why do I have this? Oh, okay. I have this because I had to take a snapshot of this. So I'm going to remove that. Actually, you know what? Clear drawing set on this. Lovely. FEMY yesterday did a really decent move at the power hour. That was the cleanest move I've seen. And also right after like an hour or so of trading, it actually did a really nice move that could have been caught. But then, you know, that first hour was really, really choppy on FEMY. But this was a clue that it wants to hold. Every time it was coming up to this $1 level, it was getting bought up, getting bought higher and higher. The prices started to get high. So basically somebody was just sort of accumulating this thing. And what happens? Why do you see the higher lows? Well, basically somebody, let's say I am trying to get, let's say 2 million shares of this, right? So I'm just not going to put it here. I'm not going to get filled in the first place. So I try to sort of fill it in partials. So and tens of thousands, 20,000s, 50s, 100,000. So I don't really leave a footprint. So people don't recognize that there is big buyer there. So I'll do it slowly. So now, but my level is around 1 if it does pull back, and my understanding of the average is around very, very close to 1. So I have to make sure that I get it as close as possible to 1s. There's a lot of reason behind it. You know, I can explain later why if somebody has any questions on that. But So the price comes back to it, but barely. But then that person is not going to just wait for exactly at one. This person is going to start to load in a little bit early. So that's what you say higher low. You start seeing higher lows, and then next time it comes down a little bit higher, right? It starts to load in again. So by the time it starts to form a structure, the person has already filled in everything that they need to, and that's why you see these moves that you see. So these price actions, a lot of people say technical analysis are bull crap. It's people's emotions written all over the technical analysis, the price especially. So notice that I don't really consider the other indicators as much as of a price that I look at. Price and the volume is your basically holy grail. If you can find a way to read price action with the volume. Now, without the volume, price action is nothing, because volume is telling you whether there are how do I explain this? Like, if the push is real or not, if it's fake or it will tell you a lot about certain a story is a bit more clearer with the volume on price action. I don't know whether that's clear enough for you guys, but so yeah, you can't ignore that price action. And if you are a short seller, which in fact over here, that I would have looked into shorts, maybe even here. But the fact that it's starting to do that, then even if I was trading this, which I wasn't, I would have left this alone, because this looks kind of scary. Whatever is happening is holding up higher highs and constantly, very, very, and also consistently. So then once it starts to roll back over the VWAP, now it starts to really sort of hug the VWAP and the 20 EMAs. It starts to bring that volume. That's when you can start to look into continuation. It would have been a little bit tough, but if you're a scalper, you can actually have some decent sort of entries on it. I would have scalped this thing anyways. So probably a decent entry would have been here somewhere, and then scalp it out, and then maybe break even exit here, unfortunately. Or if you have kept your starting stop, which is low of the recent low under the VWAP, that you would have still been in it after your few partials. And then once this pulls back to the VWAP, that's also a clear sign, because it didn't actually pull back to the VWAP. Initially it did, but now it's not making it towards that VWAP. It hadn't. So it's stronger than you might think at that point. And why volume you need to pay attention to, as it starts to pull down, starts to go into a low volume, but once it starts to recover from its pullback scenario or condition, you see this volume coming in, right? So that's clear sign that, yeah, it's stronger than you might think. It does a really nice move up to the upside, and then this area here, nice little flag pattern, was a beautiful, beautiful entry level, because this is way, like I would say, this is like a bit chasing it, to be honest. Earlier entries were here, if you could pay attention to the whole story of price action. But then if you've missed that, or if you were here or from here, you've taken a lot of partials and you're now recycling. Beautiful re-entries or adds here. Perfect. Why? We are clearly seeing signs of really like a squeeze. Why do I say that? Well, because we have a level that is huge, right? The level that's huge. Around these levels, we will start to see a lot of orders, okay? And market sees that, okay? Market sees that, especially if it's got strength and it wants to really sort of take out those levels. Once those levels get taken out, which it tried to do here, it failed off of it. That's also a bull, kind of like a, it's like a bull trap. Yes, it's bull trap for like scalpers basically, right? So scalpers, breakout traders, get into this, and then they reject it from there, they're thinking obviously this is broken. It hasn't really, but as soon as it pops its head around those levels or over those levels, then they will start to buy, and then obviously market makers will drop it down for another pullback. And the second attempt on this one went and squeezed. So this squeeze came in. Let's have a look. So now, where am I looking at? So this squeeze came in after this move. There was a little bit of a pop of the move with the volume rising. So that's your clue. In any of these candles, you could have taken long and put your stop on the 127s, which is the low of the previous swing low, which was the which happened after the bull trap. And then comes in that little base, a nice little beautiful flag pattern, which broken with huge volume. Anywho, so once this pushes, this is why you want to be very careful with something that runs really quick. Like this might have happened within seconds, from 134 all the way to 152s, 53s. Once this happens, you've got to be quick. You've got to have those, you know, your hotkeys and everything set properly and ready to run. If I'm trading these kind of stocks, one of my hands on my left, obviously, my fingers are all aligned. All 5 fingers are aligned to I haven't really plugged it in, but this is what I have. So my hand goes something like that. So all of my fingers will be doing something, right? So buy side, sell side, exit side, you know, and then obviously the thumb is also doing the job. So if you can't do that, then forget about scalping these things. There's no way you're going to be able to trade, or if you're not very quick with your, I think that's the only way you can trade them nice and efficiently, if you do have those methods of exiting and entering very quickly. And then later on during the day, it just got very, very quiet, and then it started to form another sort of not the very clean setup, but it started to really sort of, this was the high, and it started to sort of go into this chop, and people are just like, okay, we're just going to leave this alone. And then comes the power hour from 3 to 4, that's the power hour, and it started to bring in volume. As you can see, start to lift the volume. Over here was a very, very clear sign. This was a decent entry. Structure broke, and broke with decent volume, but it was still not confirmed. We want to see consistent volume. So as you can see, it broke right here with decent volume, 1 candle volume only. But this is why I like the 1 minute chart, because you can see within a 5 minute chart what happened. Like, so for example, in a 5 minute chart, this is going to look very nice, sort of what is it? Hold on, guys. Where am I? I'm checking where's my stuff gone? Okay, yeah. Anyway, so I was explaining what my thought process on this one is. Basically, so power hour starts, and the break happens with a sign of a volume rising, but it wasn't consistent enough. But if you look within this time frame here, this is a beautiful pattern, which happens. So, like, I mean, I'm not going to put a trend line here, but if you imagine a trend line here, that's your pennant, or whatever you want to call it, a flag. Now, if you've missed this, this area here, you've got to be really paying attention, because one, it's held nicely, it's broken at a small time frame structure, and if you're doubtful, you can really sort of start at the break of that pennant. And if you are still doubtful, this candle here, look at the volume that it brought. And if you're still doubtful, look at the second candle. Look at the comparison between the other candles and these candles. This is what I mean, like the volume speaks for itself for a move that you think is going to happen. So if that this wasn't consistent enough and it fall down like this, I would have been like, oh, okay, I'll just wait up for the consistency in the volume. This is consistent volume. I'm not talking about the third one. I'm talking about the first three. Sorry, not the fourth one. The first three. So you had 1, 2, 3 chances to get into this, and you just yeah. If you have missed the third one and that's it, after that you can't chase this because that's too much of a chase. Why? Because if you enter here, right? If you enter here, bro, that is really, for me, it's a big no-no. For scalpers, it could be a good thing because they take quick exits. And but for me, I have to have a structure to base my short, the stop, right? So in this case, my stop would have been here under the structure break, right? A huge stop for a potential 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 even. So, but if I had been taking anything around here, look at the difference now. Look at the difference, right? So everybody trades different. All I'm saying is if you do have some sort of an edge, just follow it. Don't listen to me. I trade my own way. I have an edge on my own style. My own character has different style of trading. Everybody has different ways. If you do have an edge, definitely follow that. Don't follow me, but follow your own edge. Now, if you don't have an edge, you can keep an eye on my trades and start to learn things. What's up, Zell? Sorry, I was just ranting here and there a little bit, getting bored. It seems like whenever I miss a day, it's always a fun day. Like, I mean, we're talking about SLNO. Earlier, I was actually going through this, but SLNO is just beautiful. It's when I came back to the earlier on and I saw that this move, I was like, this thing gave us opportunities like so many times. First of all, pre-market, if you're trading pre-market, this thing here is very it's a clear sign. I mean, this had so much space and time for you to basically get into something. Like pattern, I would say is not the cleanest, but look at the hugging of the EMA and the VWAP, right? And the price action on this one is basically higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and curling back option. I love these patterns because what it's doing is it's not allowing, the price is not going at all lower. In fact, it's starting to slowly creep back up and start to build up that momentum. Usually you will see this on gappers as well. So beautiful, really, really nice. Have a look at the volume. Look at this consistency in the volume. The first here, the first break came in with the volume, closed strong, and you've got a really decent, nice squeeze. And then later on, I mean, initially you expect that. That's why try to not trade it that 5-10 minutes. Clearly point out your levels and start waiting for a structural break on these kind of things. A structural break could be a trend line break, a pattern break, or some sort of a price action with the volume that's allowing you to think that is really about to move, right? So if you had waited all this time and you hadn't taken any trade, great, well done. But if you are looking for a trade, what you're looking for is basically a move and also a volume consistency, which is not coming yet. You see this here, that's initial move that you can start to really think that, oh, there could be a move there. Now it's like sort of giving you a signal that I'm about to do something, and then you wait for that confirmation of the volume once it starts to do something. It really didn't do anything here, but look at that volume now, right? But that first initial push in the volume is your sign, is your basically is poking you, saying, you know what, I'm trying to give you a signal here. If you're gonna benefit from it, be my guest. But if you don't, just you know. So that's what it did here. Nice little consecutive volume, and the push could have been an entry there as well. You could have started there for sure, but you would have had to endure the whole thing. But the real thing came in later. Sometimes I would have actually taken that 100%, because you know me, I take early trades as soon as I see a signal. But then when it confirms, I would have definitely added to it. Beautiful. It would have been much easier to trade compared to the FEVY. FEVY. And then we had this structure break, very, very easy trend line break. You could put it there, you could put it there, it doesn't matter. Nice little pattern as well as a bigger flag pattern break. So once it starts breaking, look at the volume that comes in, right? And just the rest is history. And then did we see anything else? We did see a small little flag pattern breaking here, but this is kind of hard to take. But there was certainly a trade there. This is a very, very sharp micro pullback entry. A lot of opportunities. And why am I looking at this in the form of only longs? Well, in the form of longs, I'm looking at this is because the first day something holds with a huge gap like that for the first hour, you never want to short that thing the first day. That's the golden rule. Please write it down if you haven't gotten that. Unless you are one of those very experienced traders who are looking into the fundamentals of the stock, and if it's gapping up, like for example, Pixie today, is gapping up. It's, as I said, there was a trade here, beautiful trade here, by the way, yeah. But this thing doesn't have any source of news or a catalyst that's strong enough for it to be doing this. It's just pure pump. Why? Because people are anticipating it's going to reverse. It's reverse splitting in the next 2 days or so, and that's the only reason it's moving, as far as I know. So it's bringing a lot of volume. Sometimes that's what matters, really. You know, look at the interest on this thing. You know, very strong at the moment. So yeah, but if you have a really strong catalyst stock, then definitely. Yeah, I mean, could have, because I can imagine why you hesitated, because what happens is we only remember the recent case scenarios or recent sort of incidents. So for example, we are looking at this, we're looking at it from this perspective because it was really choppy, right? Very choppy. But we have to understand, and I'm sure you have what do you call that? You understand this whole concept as well, that you need to really zoom out of the intraday and understand what daily is doing, right? What daily looks like. That's why I always have a daily chart, a small little snapshot of a chart. I usually keep it small to understand the bigger picture, right? In this case, bigger picture is it's gapped up with the decent catalyst, and it's holding up strongly. It's holding its gap, it's moving, it's squeezing, and it's still holding above the VWAP, right? And let's check the 5 minutes. And you've got to understand that, you know, even though you're looking at the 1 minute and it might be choppy, but you are still waiting. You are still waiting to for these formation of these patterns, right? Formation of these patterns. Look at this. I mean, come on. You can't have it any better than this, right? You can't have this. Like, it's just beautiful. Yeah, that's why it's nice to, like, you may want to look at when you. I always tell people to look at the 5-minute chart if you're not experienced enough, because it sort of gives you a better idea sometimes when there's a big runner. But I keep 1 minute because my eyes are used to it. I can always look at it from the perspective of a 5-minute chart. Now this one here looks like to me a 5-minute chart when I do that, right? So I don't need to, but if you, as you can see, a really beautiful trend line break, and then that, again, that real curling back up action with the decent volume, a push. And then we had this little, another break and then another micro pullback. Beautiful. big goddamn flag. I think the first flag is the one that is really difficult to notice. You just have to live through this whole thing. Live through this. Again, as I said, you remember the present, really current situations, which is this. We just have to really sort of come out of this. For example, why is that on that? Where's my 3 min? Oh God, why is it not always putting it there? So let's say we are looking at this and we haven't really sort of, right now we probably wouldn't see it. Like right now you don't see much, right? And also you remember this current event more than remembering the whole thing. But if you can keep a zoomed out perspective, you will start to see these patterns, even if it's big. That's why if you can't see it from here, definitely the way you do it, Zell, is to go 5 minutes. To go 5 minutes and trying to sort of see what's showing there. Like this is the 5 minutes area, look, right? So if you're here now, you're telling yourself, you know what, what's my structure? What's my pattern? Well, basically, this is my pattern. And this was the low, this was the high. Very simple concept. Don't confuse it with whatever's inside. There's a lot of noise. Forget about the noise. Pay attention to where the fight or the imbalance happened. It's here and there. So that's where you start. And then look for the bigger swings, and then that's where you start to form the patterns. Yeah, so looked really good. Beautiful opportunities. Today is, this was the level I was mentioning earlier. Like I would say, you know, yesterday was the first day runner. Today we might expect a lot of profit taking coming in because it closed up very close to the highs. Level on 27 was very strong. Why? There was a lot of orders sitting there, even on pre-market, right? That's why I put this, when it was going here, I was looking into level 27 and it just rejected from there, which is pretty normal. As long as it doesn't take out that 24s, even then I would still think that later on it might actually curl back up and maybe attempt for a nice push to the upside. Yeah, so that's what I think on that. All right, so beautiful. What are we looking at? Pixie was the one that's still holding, as you can see. Look at this. I mean, this is just price action wise, price pattern wise, it's just really easy to read. And this is something that you trade though very well. So lucid popping, bro. Okay. Why is this popping? Strain in Saudi Arabia. It opens country's first ever carbon fishing facility. Oh, dude, this is not too bad actually. The catalyst is the really good catalyst. I'm not gonna lie, that's the good catalyst right there. That's what you call a catalyst. Okay, so this is a candidate, guys. Lucid is a candidate. Definitely keep that in your watch list. A gapper that is got a really decent catalyst and gapping up, not too much, but enough for you to be interested in it. Volume is coming in a little bit. I think this will probably bring a bit more volume later. But keep an eye on this one. Again, we talked about the patterns and wait for it to form one nicely. Yeah, I mean, that's big. I mean, Saudi Arabia, anything to relate it to Saudi Arabia, you've got to understand that it's just money written on it. So it's good for the company for sure. So we've got Pixie and Lucid, guys. Nice. I used to trade Lucid a lot. Lucid, look at this Pixie. Look at this. I mean, we were talking about entries around 108, right there. And just beautiful from 108 to 130 for a $1 stock. Freaking, I mean, we're talking what, 30%, 40% move? Beautiful. Beautiful. So 907, Zell, if you're up for later, yeah, after, we'll do that after an hour of open or so. Are you trading anything, Zell? Okay, so you're definitely trading, huh? I think for Pixie right now is too late. Obviously, if you haven't gotten anything here on the structure break or even the confirmation, then it's just too late right now. You need to wait for another setup. All right, you do that. I'm gonna be back in about 5 minutes because I need to grab. You remind me of my coffee, so let me just grab my coffee as well. Be back in 5. All right, guys. Just mute this thing. All right, I'm back. Sup, Pixie. Pixie. Let's go, Pixie. All right. We've got another about 10 minutes. Yeah, it's still looking like it's very clean, this whole Pixie thing. Every time, really clean breakouts, and still showing clean breakouts. I mean, this is a flag pattern that's happening right now. If the volume stays consistent, there's another trade there. But, you know, if you look at the volume, if you look at the price action volume only, but as I said on these ones, if you're going to trade these, you're going to have to be very careful, because the catalyst isn't there. It's non-existent, and it's just, I think, pure hype. It's not even hype, to be honest. If it was hype, it would be okay for the first day. Yeah, so just be careful, but it's just trading really, really clean. And it's easier to read the level 2 as well. I mean, huge. I mean, look at that. Look at the numbers coming in now. That still looks good. 125, people are bidding up higher. 126 is holding. Fight between 126 and 125. See if it's, I think so far. Okay, so sellers won. But still it's building. It's building. So that area now, you're looking at that 126 level. You need to look at that 126 level, this level here, and see if that breaks. And if that breaks, there could be a nice little decent push to the upside. And 125s are building again. They're getting taken out, but they get built up very quickly. So that means people are willing to pay extra for this. 125 gets pushed down again. It's interesting. That 126 level is the key level, I think, right now. And then we don't have anything really serious after that, I believe. Unless it's like 132s or so. Around here. 130s. Looks really nice. That 126. I want to see what it does around 126. It's still holding nicely. I mean, we're even having this. This trend line is basically much more accurate now from here, because that's the start of the move. This is much more accurate now than before. Why is Lucid not finding any volume? I'm surprised at that. Volume, Lucid should be finding some volume, right? CRDF had a really nice little push to pre-market, but somehow it just gave up. What's up, Ghost? Welcome, buddy. How you doing? I posted the watch list, I believe, today. for the day. I'm looking for the gappers Pixie and Lucid. Pixie is, I mean, it's too late. I mean, I was trying to trade it from here, 108, and I did mention and call it out. I called it out, but at that time I couldn't trade it. So I'm also trying this new platform. That was, by the way, Zell. I'm trying the demo, the platform for the to trade the what is it called? Trade the pool. Trade the pool, baby. So today is going to be on the live account. It's going to be only looking maybe if Pixie provides something decent. Yeah, it's I mean, be careful because options on this one, will there be enough options volume? You have to look at that. But it's also, I think for me, if you ask me, fundamentally, it's actually overextended and it's just overrated right now. Yeah, I believe so. Did they do recent reverse split? They haven't done the reverse split yet, have they? Pixie, they're going to do it in 2 days, right? I mean, if it's a pump, then we can still benefit from it, right? I mean, like these price patterns, this one, you know, it's definitely worth a go at it for sure. You can't ignore that. It's really sort of structuring. And there's, of course, there's reasons behind these, obviously. You know, there are more buying pressure. These patterns form because there's more buying pressure. Simple as that. I mean, right now you saw that 126 level that held. The question is, that seller or those sellers at 126, are they pushing it down? Are they willing to sell lower? That's the question. That's what's going to create the structure break. But if those sellers are not ready to push down, that means that could just be not strong enough. You see, now it's forming. Look at that. It's a great place right now to take long, in my opinion. 126s are getting taken out. Well, 127 has huge numbers getting taken out. Those big numbers got taken out. The 128s. So doesn't matter, like if it's a pump or whatever it is, it's the price is moving and you got to respect that price. There it goes. There it goes. And this one, after it opens, it can hold very quickly. Like we're talking within 10 cents move, 13 cents move, it can really like halt. So these these one can provide really good hold fest. No, I didn't take it. I didn't take it. You could, Ghost, but the question is, it's and you know, today I'm a bit distracted on this was a clear setup, but today, as I said, it's going to be very light on my part when it comes to live trading. Let's have a look at the options. How do you check the options on not product debt, chart trade, T, just Forex, active trader? No. Quotes. Dude. Product debt. CG calls. Yeah, I believe it's there, but I'll have a look at it there. But it looks interesting. Zell, did you take it? I hope you took it because... Oh, by the way, we forgot about IMVT. Look at that. IMVT is holding its own. So yesterday IMVT was very strong. Gaps up really good. It's, you know, it's held really strong, and today is also gapping up. And it's actually holding. So this is also one of the candidates. Forget about the first 5 minutes of the chop, guys. Just remember that's just price discovery. This is also why I don't like to trade very close to the open. If I was trading this was too close to the open. Yes, it gave you something for, but it just wouldn't continue as it would before the open, because that open is going to bring a lot of volume, a lot of profit taking, a lot of unbalanced moves. So you will get this huge. Like if you have taken anything here where the first call, you are definitely you can hold this definitely before the price structure breaks. Look at the structure holding like to the tick, guys. And if this breaks, then you can just say to yourself, you know what, I've done a decent trade on it, and maybe look for it later. So yeah. Yeah, this is holding. This is holding. If you somehow survive this whole chop, that first minute chop, this is actually looking good. So yeah, definitely looking good. Yeah, that's a good thing to be cautious, Ghost. We are also at a point on SPY that it is. This is looking good, guys. I might look into take. It's too early for me, but I'll look into taking this Pixie. Pixie needs to take out that 136. If it does it might squeeze. So it's pushing again. Volume is still consistent, I would say. And if it does want to take that 136 out, it has to produce a lot of volume. Otherwise, we might see a pullback. So Interesting. A lot of selling pressure. Also buying pressure, but I think more than buying, there's a lot of selling pressure as well. So sellers are pushing down from here, from 136. They have pushed down to 132 now. So 132 needs to get taken out before 136 gets taken out. But if those two get taken out, then again, squeeze is likely. But is it strong enough to take those out? Maybe not. This is creating nice little pattern. It could actually respect. IMVT is also taking the highs almost, 43 level, that's crucial. It could reject from there, or it could break away from it. Tesla is weak. SPY is weakening now. Yeah, SPY is weakening, definitely, rejection. So that 136, you see 132 got taken. It required a bit of extra volume, but now 136 needs to have bigger volume. And still that structure is holding. $136 definitely held. 135s, 136s definitely holding. Yeah, I mean these days it's been doing that. Usually is the it's been doing that for quite some time actually. SPY. So this is fighting. Pixie is still fighting that area there. PDD is doing nothing. And AMD is relatively strong. AMD looks relatively strong, so I'm just waiting for Pixie to actually take out that 136, and if it does, then it'll be interesting to see it. Plus I'm trading it as well. Yeah, so this is the rejection. So that 136 level definitely held nicely. We might see some more profit taking, it could be, or it could be just to get to those liquidity pools around the VWAP and stuff like that. So we'll see. I think this might require quite a few 10, 15, 30 minutes to actually form a nice little pattern now, because that structure now broke clearly. So yeah. IMVT was also going, yeah, IMVT is holding on. As I said, 43 is at a big level, so that's the rejection coming from there. And the question is how much of a retracement this will bring on IMVT. IMVT, baby. Actually, that view app held on this. So let's have a look at SPY. Obviously, yeah, that's just your decline on SPY. Now, SPY, be careful. SPY has pulled back so much. Yes, it's definitely weak, but around this 425 level, there's room towards 425 for sure if it does get there. So we're talking from 426 all the way to 425s. This zone here is quite big. So if it does reach there, I'll be probably looking for some big picture or bigger big cap or large cap dip buys if it does produce some sort of a reversal from there. Yes. So I'm waiting for it to reach those levels, at least 426, and see what happens. SPY. Okay, so let me just put an alert on SPY around 426.17 or so. Doesn't matter, just. And then I'll keep an eye on it. If it does reach around 426 and stuff like that, then today it feels like SPY might do a very sharp V reversal. I don't know why I feel that way, but it might not reach there, but we'll see. Even if it does produce other sort of reversals, we might be able to take advantage of that. The one that we can take advantage of is AMD. If SPY starts to hold, look at this thing, it's holding really nicely. Yes, it pulled down with SPY a little bit, but it's actually showing strength. Look at the way it's moving. So any bounce on the SPY, this thing wants to run. And also the daily is like literally right at the bottom of the structure. It hasn't broken it completely. And this structure, not that really strong. 95 level was a much stronger area that it bounced from. So now we could see some sort of a bounce days coming in just as SPY bounces. I think a few days of SPY bounce is due anyways, so we'll see. There goes your AMD. What was AMD? Let's watch AMD. Yeah, I mean my thing is very low. Yeah, there you go. It's catching up now. 97.27, 97.30 is SPY is bouncing. This is breaking that structure as well. Yeah, this structure basically. So it's broken the high of day and it's holding above 97, which is good. So it's showing relative strength, definitely. But we gotta have, this is not gonna go far if SPY starts to really sort of take the lows out and starts weakness. Let's have a look at others. PDD, let's have a look at that. PDD looks to be a bounce day today. Again, it's broken that. I might take that actually for a long. 94.45 break would be nice. 94.45 break on PDD. There goes AMD. There goes PDD. There's your PDD there. And there's your AMD. Okay, so this, what did I tell you? I mean, I don't want to say that, look at this V reversal, right? And yeah, this is what I was feeling earlier. And this is one of those things that's kind of very difficult and it's almost impossible to explain. It's just that gut feeling thing. If you're in the market for such a long time, you tend to have that. And this is what I meant by that V reversal. Might be a reversal V on it. There goes SPY, and the bounce day might be due. So we're only looking for longs and on the big names, basically. Yes, we do have rejection here. We want to also still see that first half an hour, what it does. And AMD is just really going for it. So that's the relative strength coming in. Pins is moving. I know PDD was moving, but pins not, the dailies doesn't look that good. PDD's daily better, but it's failing now. And if it stays the way it is, to be honest, the short idea might not be better, especially if it turns starts trading under 93, 70, 80. So it's actually dropping now to that level. Let's see what it does. I was initially looking for the longs around here. Just that wasn't strong enough to take and continue. Pixie, I haven't been looking at, to be honest. Oh, okay. Pixie is looking interesting. It's actually, yeah, it was a bit better here. Ooh, rug pull came in. That 136 level is huge. Look at the way it held. And that's also a trap, right? That's the bull trap happened, pushed it, and then that's it. This is exactly why I was worried about Pixie. This is exactly why. Because this thing doesn't have a very strong base for it to be holding like that. That's a hold down now. Hold down is not good. No good. Phew-wee. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably going to open up here somewhere. Somewhere here. So Pixie is done. For now. If it holds somehow, if it holds over 1, I would still consider longing it. The reason why I didn't want to do it here anywhere is it was too close and the pattern wasn't really strong enough. Although this pattern here is nice, but if you look at this from this perspective of the current position, right now you would be a little bit careful trading that long because the bigger structure broke to the downside and it's shifting, kind of shifting. Although the only thing that will make you stay, want to take long on this one is for the IMVT guys, IMVT. IMVT, I was mentioning like that 43 level is really strong and it's held up really nicely, but right over there, yeah, I missed it. I missed that, guys. Maybe I should just stop talking. I should just stop talking and look. But also CVN is popping somehow. Actually, this guy might still be valid. IMVT, let's have a look at that. And CVNA. CVNA just about right now is actually popping and it's actually at the right place at the right time, I would say. We had huge move down. The stock is overall generally strong. But there's fundamentally, it's not very strong. I think this is also one of the, like not very fundamentally strong stock that's up. That's one of the reasons. I actually swung this with some success, with not so much of a success. IMVT. For 4340, 4340, 4340. Okay, that's it. CVNA is looking decent actually. I might look into buying that. CVNA, guys. What are you giving me a warning for? It's just... There's AVTR. It's gone. 41 is a crucial time. Right there it goes. I'm also trying this freaking new platform thing. Yeah, that's why I'm like really all over not taking a lot of trades. IMVT definitely just left us. I was like a second close to entry over here for 43.40. I was calling it, I couldn't get it, so it just went without me. I knew that was a chase, but it was only a chase size anyways. But the real thing was basically that 43 break, as you can see clearly. And I was keeping this on the side, right on the corner there, specifically for that 43 break, but it is what it is. So no trades for me, apart from I took few scalps on Pixie, but I just left it after the open. Iowa was nice. CVNA 43 needs to break. CVNA needs to break. PDD. PDD again is like I'm trying this and it's just, I don't know why it's giving me these things. PDD also could be a an opportunity. PDD, IMVT gone. So look at PDD. The only issue is this, just the volume is not there. The daily definitely looks really nice, but this is too early. This structure has to break. And in fact, PDD looks really good for a possible swing idea, which I'm keeping on my swing watch list. So I feel like I want to start on PDD today, but by being so weak, it's kind of dangerous. It's, yeah. Yeah, it's just keeping me this. Yeah, I mean, Pixie did look earlier good, but I kind of felt like there was a rug pull coming on this one. And right now, there could be opportunity for a short now, as in now. With a really tight, well, when I say tight, it's like 5 cents. But this could come to 180s, 70s easily for the day if it does start to fade off and if you can hold on. But if it does actually reclaim 120, then it's again back to the chop. Which one are you? What are you talking about? Trade ideas. What are we talking about? Did I miss something? Oh, stock twists. Low volume die off and spam the board until it falls. Yeah, that's a short opportunity there. As yeah. I'm trying to, Zell, I'm trying to do this on, let's take 1,000 shares of Pixie, sell at the market. Oh, it actually fills. How come earlier it wasn't filling? I know there's something wrong. I'm trying the demo. Demo on the platform from Trade the Pool. Stock tweets, yes, I have an account with them, I believe. I did used to keep an eye on it, but there's so much to keep that you have to keep an eye. It's just, yeah. So yeah, still definitely short is there on Pixie. And that's if this gets taken out like 108, then this is it. Yeah, there. This is what I meant. And now it's if it does start to stay under this 110, look out for the full day fade, because I don't think it has that strength to actually pull itself back to the VWAP and start to reclaim. Look at the volume as well. You have to pay attention. The volume is rising as it's going down, so that's the main move. That's the directional move right now as it stands. But there's a lot of volume coming in right at the bounce here, but I don't think it's going to hold. So yeah, that would have been a really decent short, which I didn't take because I'm really messing my day with this whole platform thing. I think, yeah. Yeah, SPY is now down, so that means stop taking longs if SPY does this. So that was the re-reversal that happened. It actually wasn't a re-reversal. It could still happen, but this was a chop in between 427.66 and 426.60. So it broke that. Again, as I said, I'm actually waiting for that 426 and 425 level. If it does go down there, then obviously I'm not gonna catch the falling knife, but I'll start to look for reversals on big names like AMD if it does give me a chance, or anything else like Apple and stuff like that. I'll start to swing them, because these are the days that give you good opportunities. I mean, look at Apple. Apple's daily was, the other day I was talking yesterday, Apple's daily, if this structure breaks, looks very good for shorting opportunities, which was yesterday. And it did some decent move down. And it's on its 200 EMA. And we've got some daily levels there as well. 170 could be a good level there to watch. As SPY reaches that level that we talked about, I think this will probably reach that 170 as well. So yeah, there's a lot of good opportunity, but you gotta be really, really patient with that dip buy. Really patient. Let's have a look at the others. Pixie is still okay. That Pixie held 105, 106. So yeah, Pixie definitely held. SLNO popping somehow. SLNO just popped, guys. SLNO is back, baby. This might provide some decent opportunities. 25 is getting hit. 25 broke. It's just a bit of a chase right now. Even now, I think it might be okay. But as long as you control your risk, 25, that I think is a... wait, it's pulling back now. Let's see how much it pulls back now. What's the spread? It's 20 cent spread though. 20 cent spread. You got to be careful, guys, if you can't hit the bid. See, this is the thing with the CFD trading platforms, SLNO. Let's try this, okay? SLNO, if I were to hit the bid and see if I want to buy, and will it trigger? Doesn't even show. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong thing. This needs to be linked. Okay, this needs to be linked. So yeah, it does work. It does work, but that price has to go through your order. So SLNO looks good now. For long, definitely looks good. Let's see, limit order on the bid by, let's say, small amount, 100, 2470, 2480 is it's different though. I mean, it's not the same. 60, and this one is not. Yeah, that makes me a bit worried about the platform, to be honest, because it's not the same level 2 as the other one, as this one. Look, for example, right now is actually holding nicely. The SLNO could be decent here on the 25 break. Look at how 25 is holding, and if it breaks, we could see some more movement on this one. The volume came in here, but it's dying down, which is a good thing when the volume is dying down around the rejection. But it's going to pick up very quickly if it starts to break that 25. So it's a good level right now to be looking for longs. Let's see there. Yeah, the 24/7. Yeah, it's too tight though for 27. Look how 25 held. Now you wanna also see what it does around this 2450 level, because that's where it's been holding higher lows, kind of. 2470 level is just not really that thingy, but yeah, this level here. I think it seems like it wants to break 2450. Yeah, there it goes. So price structure broke. But still, I would say still it's not over, because the main the condition is that this thing is really up, like really. If you look at the bigger picture, this thing is really up. The only issue with this is that this is the second day of the move. And also it's a overextension gap down. That's the only thing you need to worry about. But the fact that it's holding this structure, yes, it's trading under yesterday's close, but this thing squeezed a lot yesterday. And if it's anywhere near holding its holding its lows, there's still a chance. So it could be a nice thing to watch for the day. Pixie, oh baby Pixie. Also, I like the platform for the Colmex or trade the pool. the alerts are really nice. SLNO is rejecting. Alerts are really nice. It actually pops up like that. Look, spy last, no, blah, blah, blah. And if you put an alert, it's very easy to put down alert as well. So that really helps. Big C, big C, big C. All right, so are you trading, Zell? You're trading SLNO? 24 held. See, this is the structure hold. This structure area is much stronger, as you can see. VWAP, you've got your trend line structure area, 24 itself. There's a lot of confluence at that level. Now, if that breaks, then leave that longs for a while, unless it reclaims that, right? But if this holds, now it will actually create much better confirmation to the upside if it holds. So it's getting sweeter and sweeter as long as that 24 holds. 24.66. No, I don't actually do that. Yeah, I don't really sort of mix the options. I know you should, especially if you're trading, I would say, swings. I think it's a good idea, but I don't do that. Look at PDD though. IMVT we missed. Nice little really strong stock. This is what a strong stock looks like. Yesterday was a very strong stock. Today it held this gap and it barely did any pullback, and it's just continues to rack in some points. This is what a price strength looks like. PDD, as I was mentioning earlier, I like that dip buy on this one, but you know what? I was looking for some swings on this one. Now look at what it's doing. I mean, come on. I wanted some sort of confirmation here, never gave. So we might get some opportunity on this one. We might. What is going on with this? It's just about the shares trending lower. What is bringing this volume though? What is bringing this volume? All right, so here we go. Like SPY is back at that level that I was mentioning. So big level, SPY. There we go. Much better level to base your. This is it, guys. So I would like the SPY to be trading around here in this zone, and just I mean, if it goes inside the zone, great, perfect. And once it goes in, I want to see what it does, and is it going to really reclaim back up the highs of this, like as in 426? And then if it does, is the EMA is going to catch up with it? Is the VWAP going to catch up with it? And if so, then there might be some opportunity on today actually for some dip buys. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely say that a lot of, obviously, you know, biopharma, and even though the, you know, with this SLNO didn't have a good, very strong catalyst, as far as I remember from yesterday. It didn't have a good, strong catalyst. Look at this, now it's over. Like your longs are over. In fact, maybe look for the shorting opportunities now, SLNO, because that price structure break, and first for the fact that it's actually gap down, overextension gap down, which usually is a really red day, really strong red day. So that's why you don't want to short the first day, even though it's pump, because it can be very dangerous. But if you get the second or third day chance, there's much more confirmation on that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pixie, we've been trading or looking to trade. Today, I didn't get the chance to trade it properly. It was decent. It's gone now. It's an all-day fader, I believe. It's under that 110 level I was looking at. If this breaks that 108 and stays under it, then there's just, I think it might fade off completely. I was looking for shorts on this here. It's still valid. The short is still valid in my opinion, with the stop over 120 or 117. But once it starts to take out that 108, 106, especially ones, then it's probably going to all-day fade, because the amount of move it did pre-market and the fact that it held without any sort of strong catalyst is a little bit of a red signal here for a pump. Now we might be seeing the backside of the dump. It might be still early. That's why I'm mentioning these levels. 106, the lows of the day needs to get taken out, and one needs to get taken out for you to say that this is all-day fader. And now if it does actually come back and reclaims that 120, then that's all bets are off for the shorts. So there's two scenarios, and I'm not very, very strongly biased either side, because strong bias can get you in a lot of trouble. I'm just looking at what I see and trading according to what I see and react to it. That's what I see anyways. SLNO inside day could be true, but also remember that could be also a SLNO, could be a red day as well. If it does end up red, it might be a bigger red day. No worries, Adam. Don't worry. I'll answer anyone who has a decent question. Not joking around. But yeah, welcome, buddy, Adam. We're here from 8:30 a.m. EST, just an hour before the market opens, U.S. market, and then I'm here about 2 hours until about now. I would say, what time is it now? Yeah, about half an hour from now, I'll end up the stream. And usually until then, I'm done anyways. So this Pixie, as you can see, quite clearly very, very heavy. If this thing is being dip bought at 106, this level, you got to pay attention to this area. Because if somebody is dip buying this thing, they can still manage to push this thing, as you can see right now is happening. So this little area has to be taken out. Can't stress that enough. Interesting. SLNO, let's have a look at that. SLNO, yes, it's, yeah. I think it's already at the point where it's hitting that red to green or green to red. And I think it's done under 24. There was a little tiny sort of chance that we could take, but yeah. And SPY is quite clearly gathering some sort of accumulation here, as you can see. So this is different from these kind of bounces, as you can see. It's taking its time. So that's literally the start of that zone we talked about, right? But I think if it does go beyond this zone, it's still valid. I would really like it to go around 425.60s or even close to 425s is fine. But I would really like a nice little reversal pattern here before taking anything to the upside. Hold on, guys. That might help. with the camera. Right, so that's the bounce we're looking for on SPY. What else are we seeing, guys? Anything? Pixie is still struggling in between that 120 and 106. It'll be interesting to see what it does in the next 10-15 minutes. Lucid is just done. I'm surprised Lucid actually didn't really carry on with this catalyst. I was kind of thinking this will have. One thing that really sort of made me look away from Lucid is that the volume didn't come in for that kind of catalyst, and strangely it didn't. Why it didn't? Just, yeah, it could be later. I said volume might come in later. When it does, then we might be looking at that. MSOS just halted. So what was the reason why it halted? Okay. There's not really a very big catalyst to this move. What is this, a pump? Although, I mean, daily looks very nicely strong stock. This is this should have come in my swing ideas. Why didn't it come up? It's something to do with the the volume, maybe. Yeah, could be the volume. Volume is too low. Rivian, yeah, Rivian is on one of my swing list, on my swing ideas. The reason why I'm not keeping Lucid is because it's just really beaten down stock, and for those kind of stocks, I need a bit more confirmation on the daily, at least daily chart, to make sure it actually creates some sort of a trend before going into swings. But Rivian, I have actually taken it lately. Rivian. I've taken this here, swings, but it didn't work out. It was due for another really bigger pattern, I would say. So it's going to take, I think, maybe a few weeks more to actually build if it's going to stay strong. But yeah, and then generally, if Rivian actually takes at that 23, could be a nice starting point. And then the main one is 24, which I was looking for. So 23 and 24 break could be a really decent area for Rivian. Pixie, as you can see, guys, still holding. This thing is holding, so don't... I think the shorts are off as well. Be careful with this one, because the fact that this held for so long, on a stock like that doesn't have much of a catalyst, the pumps could still be in effect. So, yeah, you don't want to end up in on the wrong side of the pump. Okay, so yeah, let's look into Rivian's analysis. You're mentioning a slight bit of fundamentals, but a lot of people don't trust the technicals because they don't understand why it works. Let's say you've got that agenda, or you've got that, you've done your research, you've come up to that conclusion, and how are we going to find out whether that's the case? Well, the price action, the daily, especially daily or weekly chart, the bigger the time frame, the better it is, will actually confirm that thesis. For example, let's go into Rivian. If we look at the Rivian, it's recently been in a really good uptrending environment. It's a strong stock. And we are seeing a bit of a bigger pullback, yes, but it's still holding its own. So that's the price action is actually complementing the fundamentals on Rivian, right? So now, why does it hold? Why does it hold? Why doesn't this wash down all the way to the beginning? Because big money is willing to pay higher prices for a stronger stock, for a growth stock. That's why these things hold. And why does a stock doesn't go like this forever? It's just not natural for anything to go like this. We always have the profit taking. We always have that reversals or pullbacks. And also, investors don't want stocks to go like this. No way. This is not sustainable in the long run. What they want is a stock that goes like today on our IMVT. Look at this thing. Like yesterday, let's start with yesterday, right? This is what you call a stable uptrend. I know it doesn't look very fancy, but it's a very, very stable uptrend. As it breaks, pulls back a little bit, breaks, pulls back a little bit, breaks, pulls back a little bit, consistent high volume. And just this is what holds, right? This is what's going to hold the gains. Look how much of a gain it held. It's very close to its highs yesterday, right? Now, that momentum still followed through. Why? Because it's not being held by traders, right? It's being held by something big, probably. So that's why technical analysis works, because it's a representation of what others basically presume it to be. Especially the big money, right? Okay, no worries. Can we do? Are you going, Zell? Can we do that thing, the meeting? What kind of the trading program? What is that kind of trading program? Yeah, it just lays out the story. Absolutely, that's well said. Maybe I didn't get the question right. That kind of a trading program, or it's not a program. My whole idea is basically you want to also know a bit of fundamentals, and you want to also know some technical analysis as well if you want to be in this. This program software. Sorry, this is Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. Ameritrade. I always have trouble speaking that name. TD Ameritrade. Yeah, U.S. citizens plus some other citizens. I think they can have it. Canadians can have it as well, I believe, and some other countries can definitely have it. I believe Indian citizens can also access to Indian version of it. Not too sure. Look at AMD, relatively strong. And also look at the SPY, guys. That V reversal, like today, what did I say? I mean, V reversals are a thing today. Usually you don't see these, right, on SPY. And to the tick of that level, it just bounced. And this might be the start of the reversal. We'll see anyways. But I will definitely wait for it to confirm everything. This is just too much, too quick. Oh, dude. There you go. Adam, Zell, Adam. By the way, Adam, you can join the Discord here. I'll just write it down for you. And then, yeah. Discord. Hopefully it should pop up with the Discord link. If not, then maybe Zell can... Yeah, there you go. That should bring you to our Discord group. Yep, it did. So that works. Zell, if you have time, we can go through give it like 20, 30 minutes for a meeting if you have time. I'm gonna end the stream, guys. I'm not looking for anything special at the moment. I'll wait for SPY to really sort of nicely hold today over 427, and then maybe look into some longs today, long opportunities. But other than that, nothing really crazy at this point. Yeah, let me know if you're okay with that, or otherwise we can do it tomorrow. That's not a problem. And also on top of that, right now my internet's acting up a little bit, so I'm just gonna exit everything. In about 30 minutes you gotta go. Okay, so what do you want to do? You tell me, tomorrow or today? Tell me. I don't mind, to be honest. I don't mind. We can go tomorrow if you want. Tomorrow's another day. Happy people go my way. Okay, Pixie is... Okay, let's end the stream. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Adam, welcome back. Welcome to you the first time. We will catch you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. EST, if you do decide to join. Until then, take it easy, guys. Stay safe, and see you tomorrow.